My name is Earl Brown. This is my story. So about a little over 20 years ago, I recently moved to the Tampa Bay area with my family. Um, Got away from church, didn't grow up apostolic, but we knew we needed to attend a church. And so I was in the world, of course. Was trying to have some fun one particular night. Plans fell through, didn't happen. So I stayed home. And long story short, I had a seizure while I was sleeping. Don't remember what happened, what caused it. All I know is the paramedics were in the bedroom. My wife was looking at me, tears were in her eyes, and she said, "Yeah, babe, you just need to go with the medical profession." So I'm in the ambulance, and all I can hear is 24-year-old black male, seizure, unknown cause. So get to the hospital, they ran all type of tests on me, and they examined my head area, and they find what was a tumor the size of a golf ball on the front right lobe of my brain. And so at the time, I'm 24, I'm nervous, I'm scared, don't know what to expect. I can't work at the time. My wife can't work, she's taking care of me. We've got two small kids in the house. Well, actually, three small children. And so, come to find out, like I said, it was a golf ball sized tumor, and they needed to operate almost immediately. And so, talked with the doctor. They gave me some pills to take to prep for the surgery. I had to take time off from work. And we know God started dealing with us as a family at that particular time. We started getting a whole abundance of things in the mail with no return address. We were receiving cash in the mail, no return address, food, clothes, a lot of family support as well. And so I get to the hospital, and so the surgeon was like, he told us how much it's going to cost. Keep in mind, I didn't have any insurance that was going to cover that particular cost. But just to kind of give you an estimate of how much the surgery was, the anesthesia alone was $80,000. And so I'll never forget the doctor's name, Dr. William O. DeWeese. He said he will be willing to put me in a payment plan. So initially it was $500 down. We was going to work out a payment arrangement, and then the $500 went to $300 down, until eventually the surgery was completely free. Now, I know I may be getting off topic, but this doctor was the best neurosurgeon in the Southwest or the Southeast. And so he's prepping me for surgery. I get in there, they shave all my hair off, and they left me in a room by myself. And now it got real. Keep in mind, I'm 24 years old. I know I wasn't living for God. I know I wasn't living right. And when they left me in that room, they shaved my hair off, and I got real with God. I said, "Lord, if I die, I know I'm going to hell." I was just honest and real. I said, "Lord, if you heal me from this, whatever you have me to do, I'll do it." And so they took me in the operating room, hooked me up with the IVs, gave me the medicine. He told me to count to 10 backwards. I didn't make it past 7, and I'm out. So after the surgery happened, my wife was telling me that the head surgeon came out with his team of doctors. They had a surprised look on their face, and they said, "Miss Brown," my wife and my mom stood up, and he said with this amazing look, "I know what I saw, I know what I diagnosed," and he had his group of doctors to take a look at it. So when they went in, they had to re-diagnose me because the tumor had stopped spreading and contained and healed itself. Well, I know that God healed me. And so 3 days later, I'm walking out of the hospital. But prior to that, I'm in the hospital room. I'm walking around up and down the halls. And then the clinical staff, they're just applauding. And I'm looking around like, what's wrong with these people? And they said, "Mr. Brown, the surgery you just had, it takes people 6 months to a year to learn how to walk again." So 3 days after that surgery, I literally walked out of the hospital. And so I said, "I know I have to find a church. I know I need to find a church." And so I went back to work a few weeks later. And so I didn't know who this was at the time, but there was a guy driving a red pickup truck, invited me to church, and I was like, "Man, I'm going to come. He kept giving me his card. I told my wife, I said, "Yeah, this guy at work, he just pestered me about coming to his church." He said it's a Pentecostal church, which I have a Pentecostal background. So didn't go. Saw him again the following week, gave me a card, said, "Hey, what happened?" I said, "Okay, I'm gonna come. I didn't come. And so I called myself looking out for him. I said, if I see this little red truck, I'm going to position myself and I'm going to avoid this guy. I didn't hear the motor. I didn't hear anything. He came up to me and said, hey, bro, what's going on? Now, he's from Jamaica. I don't want to even attempt to say the Jamaican accent. But I came, and like I said, it's been a little over 20 years ago. When I came to New Life, I couldn't tell you what the first sermon was. The only thing that captivated me was just the kindness of the people. I came, and 20 years later, we're still here. But the funny story, after that first service, I got in the car and I told my wife, those people can't be that nice all the time. But I'm here 20 years later. Sister Ann Campbell and her staff, they were a big reason that we're here. And I love New Life. Happy anniversary, New Life. That's my story.